Hey guys, today's video is going to be a realistic how much I read in a week while working a 9 to 5. I do these videos over on my TikTok, so if you want to see it in like short form content, feel free to check that out. I'll link it down below. But I thought it'd be fun to do a reading vlog, but then also obviously have that same concept over here too. And I think it's really cool that in this space there's so many like booktubers and talkers is literally what I was gonna say, book talkers that get to do this as like their full-time job. So obviously they get to read more than the average person. So this is where the average person comes in to also show how much, you know, we can read with a 9 to 5. I feel like I have to give a disclaimer though. This literally changes week to week. If you go look at my TikToks, you can see that every single week, some week I'll read nothing, some weeks I'll read a ton. So it really just ebbs and flows depending on obviously my schedule, how much I want to read that week, whether I'm in a reading slump, or yeah, what else I've got going on. And also this is very much like just to me in my life. I know a lot of people work 9 to 5s and have kids and or a partner or extra hobbies that they like to do. Kind of reading is my like main hobby outside of work. So, and I'm not in a relationship, don't have kids, any of that, so I have a lot of time to dedicate it if I'm like, you know, smart with what I'm using my time. It is definitely so easy to come home from work and then just doom scroll until I go to bed. But that's why we do these videos as well, to keep me accountable. We're starting this on a Monday. It is currently 6:56. You can't even see that. There you go, 6:56 on Monday. And the routine for today was I went to work from 9 to 5 and then went just walked on the treadmill at the gym for a bit on the way home. So then literally just got home, ate some of a donut. So yeah, sometimes in the 9 to 5 it can feel like, OMG, I'm literally like, I'm just home and it's already 7 o'clock and I still want to shower, eat dinner, get prepped for tomorrow. I'll probably FaceTime my friend because we usually FaceTime every night, and then next thing I know, it's gonna be singing like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So I do have to be very strategic. I try to plan out my days and kind of follow a rough schedule that I know I'll be able to at least read for an hour on every night is the goal. It doesn't always happen, but that's the goal. All that blabbering aside, my goodness. I'm actually not in the middle of any books right now, so that's really fun because it means we get to pick a new book as well. Show you a little look-see at my TBR over here. I was thinking while I was on the treadmill what I was going to pick up, and it's rainy today, and this specific book, which I'm just gonna pull it out, is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I think Sarah Crowley has got the whole of BookTube and Book Talk reading this book all of a sudden because she read it, raved about it, so now everyone's wanted to pick it up. It's based in the winter, I'm pretty sure, and it's about hockey. So it's rainy today. It's not gonna be that cold in Florida for much longer. It's not even really that cold now, but so I feel like I need to read this sooner rather than later before it gets hot and I'm not feeling this vibe. So this is definitely the book I want to pick up. So this is a part of a trilogy, which I didn't know actually until I'd always seen it around, but I just thought it was a, you know, a solo moment. So that's fun. That's a trilogy, and she loves the whole series, so I'm excited to dive into it. It's about a hockey team I think we're about to compete in the national semifinals. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I think something happens. What's the story about a town and a game, but even more about loyalty, commitment, and the responsibilities of friendship. Oh my gosh, just the intro page already. It's like a little... Oh, okay, so we're jumping into it. That's crazy. It is sadly already nearly 10 o'clock, and I was only able to read up to page 24, which I want to say I can read it more so badly because it's so good so far. Literally it's only 24 pages, but I'm already like hooked. But I need to go to bed. So that is just unfortunately how the cookie crumbles. Day 1, 24 pages. I'm liking it so far. I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow and fingers crossed we can read more than 24 pages. Guys, when I tell you, I've been dying to come home and read my book all day. And that is exactly what hello? So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm skipping the gym today. I'm literally just so I can read more. And then I usually FaceTime my best friend every night, but he has a date tonight, so I won't even be FaceTiming him, so literally all I have to do is like shower later, eat some dinner, and the rest of the time we'll be spent reading this book, and I'm so excited about it. I hate to say what I'm about to say, and that is it's 10:47 and I actually hardly read tonight. Oh, Oh my gosh, I just forgot there was a thing I wanted to do tonight too. Didn't do that. I just ended up doom scrolling on my phone. Ridiculous, literally ridiculous. I did read some of them. So we got, also my blush looks actually crazy. Okay, anyways, I got up to page 86. So I read 62 pages today. Up kiss. I mean, it's more than yesterday at least, but still dreadful. We're still definitely just setting up the story. We're just finding out kind of everyone's kind of backstories a bit and why hockey is so important to some people in the town, not important to other people. You're gonna focus on me or what? I just worry. So just literally not even scratching the surface yet, I think, for everything that I'm gonna learn about in this book. It's a lot of hockey talk. Every sentence it feels like it's about hockey. And I can't say that's a sport I care about in life, but eating it up in this. I will say there are a lot of characters, so I'm really having to like lock in and try and like remember all the different people, and you're learning their backstories, and there's like, obviously the staff of the hockey team. Well, not obviously, well, it's not obvious. So there's the staff of the hockey team, and then which is like 4+ people, and then there's the A team, and some of those guys have been named, and then there's the junior team, some of those guys have been named, and then like there's some siblings and some parents, some old players, like a lot of names getting thrown at us right now, but it's been good, not in a bad way, just like oh okay, I'm locking in to remember all these names. So yeah, liking it so far. Unfortunately gonna head to bed, but I will see you guys again tomorrow, but hopefully we'll actually get a bit more done. Guys, I can't believe we are on day 4 of this video. It's Thursday and I am still only up to page 101. This is ridiculous. Wednesday I read 22 pages. That was it. And then obviously Thursday I just got home, so we're about to start reading again. Why the frick is it taking me so long? Like, this is out of the norm. I feel like if I'm going to read, like, I feel like I'm either like, I read at least 40 to 50 pages, I feel like, every time I pick up a book. So like if I'm gonna read any less than that, usually I then just don't pick up the book because I don't have time. So the fact that I've just been picking it up a little bit is kind of strange, but I mean, hey, a little bit is better than nothing. But I'm really liking the story, so it's not like I'm not wanting to read it. It's just, I think the style of the chapters is very interesting because they're like a bunch of little mini sections within the chapters. So there's tons of different like storylines we're following, and each chapter has multiple different ones of those. So it's not like, oh, just one chapter is one storyline and then the next goes to another. No, it's like literally throughout the chapter. There's so many. But I'm really enjoying the way he writes and is like explaining things. I've always thought that like sports teams in general are just so interesting because I've never been an athlete or sporty at all, and there's so much like, I feel like that really goes into it of like family aspects, and like you're so close to each other on the team, and like coaches and different coaching styles. So you even see in this book already like different coaching styles and then the different teams within that. So, and I think it's also interesting to read about like guys and their POV in these like teams. Like there's some things happening with the coaches that they're like, you know, they're not very emotional with each other, so they don't like share and talk about their feelings as like typical men. Not to be stereotypical, but that is typical. So it's interesting to see like kind of a glimpse into like the male mind with this book too. We're about to get to the, I think it's like the semi-final. It's kind of what the first big game they've been like leading up to in the book so far, and we're about, I think, the night before it. So that's kind of why I stopped last night too. I could have read a chapter or 2 or more, but I was like, I want to be able to like, I think, binge the next big chunk because I feel like it's going to start happening. And they said something on literally the first page that we haven't like had happen yet, so I'm thinking that might happen then soon. I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna lock in right now. It's 6:12. I again don't really have anything to do tonight, and I'm gonna stay off my phone and not read. So it feels really nice outside, so I'm gonna go sit outside for the little bit I've got of sunlight left, and I'll check back in with you, and hopefully we've made a good dent. I would love to get up to page 200 today. I don't see that happening, but that would be amazing, so we'll see. In an absolute shocking turn of events that no one could have predicted, I finished this book last night. Wild. I really locked in with this one. As you saw, I didn't go to bed until like 12:30 because once the thing happened, I was like, well, I obviously want to know how the rest of it's gonna get. I don't really have my final thoughts yet on like a rating or what I think about it, because I would look up trigger warnings for this if you are triggered by some topics. I mean, like, you read the back and you kind of guess that that's like could be what it could be hinting at. I did shockingly cry a little bit at the end. I like teared up on the last page. Don't know why. Actually, I teared up a couple times, but I think only once or twice. But for sure at the last page, I think an actual tear came out of my eye. Crazy. I feel like I've been crying in a lot of books recently, but anyways. All right. So yeah, I really can't decide on a rating because I do think it was really good, and I feel like I should give it a 5-star, but I just don't know yet in my soul if that is correct. So basically this thing happens in the book, and then it really divides the town, and you know, a lot of them think one thing, a lot of them think the other. As the reader, obviously you have the full story. It's a very like roller coaster of emotions, because you're like, why the frick are you thinking this? And then like you're also getting upset and stuff that happens, and then there's some like character growth that you feel like happy about, but then you're also like, well, why'd you suck in the first place? But I guess that's also life. Like, people suck and they can change. There was a lot, as I said at the beginning, there was a lot of characters to remember, but you do get to know each of them quite well. I feel like he has very like fluffy writing in a good way. That's not a bad thing, but it's like, so he can really like, just with a couple sentences, like give you a glimpse into the characters and like their history and them as like their feelings and their emotions. Like, he doesn't just write like, oh, my best friend. Like, he'll be flowery about it and be like, oh, my friend for multiple years, blah blah blah, feels this or did this because she feels this way. I'm shocked as a trilogy, that's not right, trilogy, there we go. Because like, I feel like we could have ended here and like we'd be good. And I think if I didn't watch like Sarah and get this recommendation from her, and I looked and she rated the second book in this she's like easiest 5-star ever. So now I'm like, ugh, I guess I should rate the next two as well, because she loved the next two. So, but I don't know, I'm not like dying to pick it up. Like, I really could not pick up the second and third one in my life and never think about it again, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's gonna end up like, it's definitely between a 4 and a 5. Maybe we'll do it 4.5, but I don't know what's stopping me from getting the 5. I just feel like sometimes you feel it in your soul, and I don't know if I was feeling a 5 with this. So yeah, I think we'll go 4.5 for now, and I'll let you know by the end of this video if I bump it up or not. But yeah, so that's that. Cheers everyone. It is Saturday and I'm about to do my makeup, go hang out with some friends, but I wanted to give a quick reading update before I do. So I didn't end up reading anything at all yesterday, so that's why I didn't chit chat to you on Friday, except to tell you the book I was gonna start. Everything I said about the book that I was gonna start, forget about it, because I didn't even read that book. I had a productive day yesterday, I got a lot done, but I just wasn't really in the mood to read, and then I realized I just wasn't in the mood to read the book that I picked to read. So, and now here we are in the exact same spot hours later. My friend started FaceTiming me, as you probably heard, and so chit chat to him until I had to leave to then go hang out with my friends. So I didn't get to finish my book update, so we're gonna do it now. So I think I said that I didn't read any pages yesterday because yes, the book I picked, yep, we all know. So yeah, this is the book I picked, didn't want to read it, so then I was like, actually I am kind of in the mood for a little just like quick romance, and I picked this one up and looked, and it literally only has like 250 pages. So I was like, perfect, because I was just feeling like next week with work is going to be super busy, so I was just like, I just want something chill I can read over this weekend, finish it tomorrow, aka Sunday, and then if I pick up another book during the work week next week, cool, but if not, like, I don't feel like I'm in the middle of a book, so I need to pick it up, kind of thing. So I picked up this one. It's called Expiration Dates, and the premise sounded like really interesting when I picked it up. I got it for, I think it's like $5 or $6 from Books A Million. It was on sale, so I was like, period. And the plot line is that this girl, every time she meets a new man, she receives a slip of paper with his name and number on it, and it's the or name and a number, not his number, name and a number, and it's the exact amount of time they'll be together. And then right at the beginning, she meets this guy called Jake, and the piece of paper just has Jake. It doesn't have like a number on it, so you're led to then believe that's probably like her husband, like, you know, they're probably gonna be together forever since it's not a date or a time. I got up to page 98 so far, and so like, yeah, we're already nearly, what was half, 250, 125, so we're nearly halfway already. And like, unfortunately, so far it hasn't been as good as the premise. I really thought, like, the premise sounds really interesting to me. Like, I feel like it's really unique. I haven't heard of that in a story before, so I was like, period, it's gonna be great. And I don't know if it's like the writing just seems, I don't know, I'm not loving any of the characters so far, and like, I'm not loving Jack, is that his name? Yeah, Jack. I'm not loving, or Jake, it's Jake. I'm not loving Jake. I'm not loving the main girl, Daphne, and I feel like you need to obviously like the main characters to enjoy your time reading, or at least a little bit. And I just think they're both interesting. Daphne keeps laughing at every single thing Jake says, and then in turn he gets a little like like, why are you laughing kind of thing, and then he just gives me weird energy. Yeah, and it just felt, it like, I wasn't expecting us to meet Jake immediately. Like, that was literally the first page was, I think, yeah, the fact that it was Jake. So I'm like, and then so we know she's met now the one, basically, I'm assuming. It hasn't been like confirmed yet, but you know, they're still, I think they've gone on 2 dates that went well so far. And now we're getting like flashbacks to multiple other of her like little flings. So like, I feel like I would have just preferred the build up maybe to then like meeting Jake at the end. I don't know, maybe it's too soon to say all this. Maybe I'll change my mind as I'm reading it. I'm glad it's really short. I'm glad it's not more than 250 pages. I'm gonna call, it's like 10:10, so I'm sipping on a Diet Coke though, so I definitely have energy. So I'm gonna FaceTime my friend again and talk to him for a bit, or if he doesn't answer, then I'm gonna read. So yeah, we'll see. Imagine I stay up and finish this whole thing tonight. I don't need to do that. Don't do that, Naomi. You need to go to bed. Just popping in to say, reading count for today, 125 pages. Do I want to DNF the book? Maybe, but I also only have 125-ish pages I think left, so I'm like, that's fine, I can just read it tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and we finished the second book of this vid. Sad to report, it didn't get better. Didn't get better at all. I ended up rating it a 2, which I feel like that's one. Let me look. Is that the lowest rating I've given a book? I've actually read quite a few books 2 stars. Oh, well, this is now joining that group because, yeah, it didn't get better. There was a random then plot line added out of nowhere. I never started to like the characters more. That plot line actually made me like them less. And then you never then like found out why she was getting those little pieces of paper, so that was strange. There was like a twist that I wasn't like expecting, that I was like, oh, this could have been good if I cared about the book at all. So that aside, yeah, it was alright. This was 129 pages read for this today.